After we have our class made and our quiz designed and ready, we can start testing. Open QClick as you normally would. In the main menu, click on the class icon. Select your class name, your subject, and your teacher name. When you have done this, your class members should be visible on the right part of the screen. If everything is set, click OK. This will bring you back to the main menu, and the class icon will be highlighted in green. This tells you that the class is loaded. If you would like to place students in groups, under Participation mode, change the setting to Group. The groups we selected when we entered our class would then be used. But this is going to be a regular test, and we'll leave it on Individual. Activity mode is where you can choose between the different test and game modes. But the default one is the one we want here, Normal Quiz. Now we have to load our quiz. Click Load. A window will now come up prompting you for which quiz to load. Remember the one we made earlier? Let's select that and click Open. Now, the load icon should also be highlighted in green to tell us it is loaded and ready. When your settings are correct, click Run. Our test will load and be ready to use. Turn on the teacher remote and press the Login button. This will search for the open QClick sessions in the area. If you have your class, press OK. Next, have your students press the Login button to search for the active QClick sessions in the area. If they have the correct class, press the Menu button. As they log in, you will see the device numbers appear along the top of your screen. Note, this can be set to different sides of the screen and made smaller by the F1 and F2 buttons on your teacher remote. When students submit an answer, the color will change from green to blue. If they change their answer, it will change again to yellow. This way, you always know that answers are coming in and your students are actively taking the test. The first slide will be your introduction slide, so push the Next Slide button on your remote and we can give the first question. When there, adjust the time you would like to give your students to answer. When ready, press the Start button and the timer will begin. Now is the time to have your students submit their answers. Once all students have responded, you can press the Stop button. Now let's take a look at the results. Press the Results key. It looks like a bar graph. This will bring up a graph displaying the percentage of students who answered correctly. The green bar shows correct answers. The pink, incorrect, and tan, did not answer. Press F1 here. Now we have a breakdown of the percentage of students who answered with each option. This is good for seeing if the majority of the class understood the question, guessed, or studied for the exam. Now let's go on to the next question by pressing the Next button. Start the question like we did before and obtain your students' answers. This time, press the Report button next to Results. It looks like a grid. Here we have a table of information on each student, including points for the current question, time taken, overall score, etc. For more in-depth results, press F1 for details. Here is a menu with all the students and what answer they chose. If you would like your students to be anonymous, you can change the student name to their student IDs. By pressing F1 again, you can show what the correct answer was and highlight who answered correctly. So we have given our test and the students are done. Exit out of the exam. QClick will then ask us if we want to save the activity. And yes, we do. Give the test a name that will help you remember it. The title of the chapter or theme and the date work well.